Hi, I'm Marci Degman, the Aspiring Gardener, and today we're going to talk about how to plant seed in a raised garden bed. What I have here is kind of a small little bed that is in a really difficult spot with a lot of clay. And since the kinds of plants I want to put in here are really tiny, and they're perennial type things, it's not a vegetable garden bed or something like that where you'd want to have a much larger bed than this. So I've got a couple of rocks stacked up and I've prepared the soil. So before you plant, you want to go through, because you're planting seeds, it has to be a lot finer than it would be for plants. So I kind of take this little rake, and what I'm trying to do is get some of the rocks out because they end up in my beds. A lot of times when I buy compost and other things, it seems like there's always rocks in there. So I don't live in a rocky soil area. I still have rocks to take out. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is just kind of, prepare the soil so it's as fine as it possibly can be. And once you feel like you've got a pretty good base, and in this case I've put in about at least 2 inches of good soil, as much as you can, but 2 inches is a minimum. And because they're small plants, that's going to be perfect. So all I have to do now is basically pick a spot to plant. And the rule of thumb for most seed is that you plant it as deep as it is big. So I've got some pretty small seed here. It's flower seed, and it's really fine and small. But I would say they're probably about a 1/4 inch long, so I'm going to want to put them down about a 1/4 of an inch. Now it's a good idea to check, because sometimes seed need to be out where the sun can directly hit them, and you want to almost put them on the top of the soil. In this case, I'm just going to cover with a little bit, but check your seed and see what type it is. If it's packaged seed, it'll usually tell you right on the back how deep to plant it. If you've collected it yourself like I have, then I just follow the rule of thumb. And you basically want to just have a nice little layer on top of it, and that's how you plant your seeds in a raised flower bed.